in some ways, they made their most ambitious record yet. And ambition is not synonymous with record sales. You know, I mean, this is a masterful, dense, artistic statement. It could bomb.
I need more piano.
Less noise?
Less noise.
Yeah, I could take less noise.
It's my father's voice trailing off, sailor sailing off in the morning. For the air conditioning, the top of the stairs. His jaw's been broken and his bandages wrapped too tight. Fangs have been pulled, and I really wanna see you tonight. No, I'm sorry. I am an American aquarium drinker, assassin down the avenue. I'm hiding out in the big city blinking. What was I thinking when I let go of you? Let's forget about the tongue-tied lightning. Let's undress just like cross-eyed strangers. This is not a joke, so please stop smiling. What was I thinking when I said it didn't hurt? I wanna crawl through those brown eyes dreaming, take you from the inside, baby, hold on tight. Well, you were so right when you said I've been drinking. What was I thinking when we said goodnight? I am trying to break your heart. I am trying to break your heart. Still I would be lying if I said it wasn't easy. I am trying to break your heart. What are you doing?
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to our movie. We're going to be seeing lots of film about Wilco today.
I gotta say, we're pretty lucky that I think Wilco is in a position where they can make the record they want to make. I mean, there is definitely, I don't know if I'd call it pressure, but there's definitely a feeling that this is sort of the moment.
They are very funny guys.
Give him a cigarette.
Oh yeah, I got one. I need a piece of gum.
I think, and of course hope, that this record is going to be a pretty big priority for Warner when it comes out. And you don't get that every time you put a record out.
So, anyway, I was touring on the road with Wilco. Oh, here's your gum back. The cash machine is blue and green. For
for 120s and a small service fee. I could spend $3.63 on Diet Coca-Cola and unlit cigarettes. Sorrowful, this machine begs to lock. Oh, my lives are always vicious. Oh, I would die if I could come back new.
You know, there are two kinds of potential. There's artistic potential, which I think for them is unlimited, and there is commercial potential, which is really quite mysterious to us because there are so many factors that are out of your control, and we try not to think about it too much and just try to make a great record and hope and push the label to make the right decisions and do the right things promotion-wise and so on.
This is an interactive band. These are 4 or 5 people, you know, who make music together, and the music wouldn't sound the way it does unless these 5 people are together in the room at the same time making the music.
It's a constant process. I mean, we make records, and they're like, that ends up being a thing, you know, that you're making, and you have a million options as to what that thing can be and what shape it can be. Generally go for a pretty straight, definitive version of what the song sounds like it should be, and then deconstruct it a little bit and see if there's some more exciting way to approach it. There's no reason at all not to destroy it. You know, we made it, so it's ours to destroy, and that's liberating and exciting in a really creative way. Record's more of a leap for the band. This is probably the closest to pure collaboration Wilco has ever gotten.
And personally, I'm really happy because Jeff and I have done a lot of this stuff together. This is the first time that Jeff and I made a conscious effort to like get together at the loft and write songs.
Not that things don't happen spontaneously with the Wilco recordings, but there is a lot of conferring with each other, a lot of deliberation, a lot of, like Jeff was talking, destroying what we've done, trying it from the back door, turning it upside down.
I'm counting out days to see how far I've driven in the dark.
It's the first record where we've really done everything ourselves. You know, we're engineering it ourselves, and we're doing it in our space. We're doing two like seemingly contradictory things. We're making a record in a very relaxed environment with no outside input, but at the same time, we're accepting a certain kind of pressure that we're putting on ourselves.
It's nice not to have a producer for Wilco because we're all, any one of us, perfectly capable of directing or shaping a musical moment.
Everything is just kind of set up, I mean, to just keep making records.
I know it's cool to bitch about your record label, you know, but I mean, they're letting us make a record in our loft, and they haven't heard a word of it. They're giving us $85,000 and they haven't heard a word of it. You know, that's trust, right? They trust us. You're always playing you're pretty much doing 1-5-6-4 on all the. A lot of times when you're playing, if you don't have any like sonic landscape behind you, everything turns into a folk song. That's pretty much what you do, right? We just wanted it to not sound like a little folk ditty, you know? So we wanted to have just like some kind of sonic weight under all of that, and just something kind of weird and fucked up.
Father's voice trailing off, sailor sailing off in the morning to fight the war.
Mix it up or something.
With the air conditioned rooms at the top of the stairs, they head to the table.
Tune the A string to a B flat, and
It makes no difference.
and then you put them together, you'll get some like really magical moments.
All over overseas. It's hot in the poor places tonight.
We thought that might be rhythmic enough to play to.
It's bourbon on the breath of a singer you love.
It's kind of along with some of the more noise tracks, but it's rhythmic, so it's something that they can play along to.
He takes all his words from the books that you don't read anyway.
This is about 3 in the morning. We were either gonna get something great or lose our fucking minds. All these things are just blaring in here, you know? That's when it all kind of like exploded.
They cried all over overseas. It makes no difference to me when it's hot in the poor places tonight. I'm not going outside. It takes all the breath out of me when I cry all over overseas. When it's hot in the poor places tonight, I'm not going outside. It's hot in the poor places tonight. I'm not going outside. I'm not going outside. I'm not going outside.
Ahora, la voz latina, vamos a hacer una cosa con Jeff Tweedy que toca el rock and roll. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Gonna rock and... So, with the community that you are doing now, did you play music? Porque do you think that your music reaches out to the children who don't have a fighting chance?
It's not even half as nice as you. Sit my side, someone whispery kiss. I'll sign that.
If you know how to spell Simone.
S-I-M-O-N-E.
That sounds like it, right? Yeah.
Real pal.
Your record, I have an idea. Does it come out on compact disc?
Dreamed about killing you again last night, and it felt alright to me. Lying on the banks of Embarcadero skies, sat and watched you bleed.
Seriously, let's just do a lot of good crowd control tonight, and you know, bring up the whole political thing, just fucking, you know, the whole thing about women's rights, lesbians' rights, and stuff like that. And
I'm gonna play to it. I'm gonna play to the crowd.
Cool.
There's
Because, you know, I mean, the Dow is down about 30%, you know, and as soon as I looked at that, I just knew that, you know, what kind of position you're in and stuff, and...
I've gotta kiss some major ass to get things, my portfolio back together.
Totally. You know, I hear you, man. Totally.
I canned my stockbroker.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
How's the place out in the Hamptons? Good?
It's a fixer-upper. I mean, the pool is shit.
Yeah.
It's gotta be replaced.
Spielberg told me, he was like, I went over to Jeff's and, you know, because he knows that your fucking music is a big bullshit thing.
Right.
And he was just like, I saw his fucking pool and we were, you know, and he was just, he's funny, you know, he reminds me a lot of you.
You are stupid. You never learn how to make how you really speak.
Stoppers are harder to see, my friends. Eating at your weekend. Summer comes and gravity undoes you. You're happy because the lovely way the sunshine bends. Close friends reading out your weekends. Candy left over from Halloween, a unified theory of everything. Love left over from lovers leaving, books they all know they're not worth reading. It's not for the season. That's a songs. From our upcoming Wilco record. They sound nothing like that on the record. Poetry? Are you saying that my lyrics are poetry? I like you. Here's some more poetry. I wanted to go out and play some shows acoustically. It seemed like a good time to do it. We haven't really toured for a while. The record's still being made. And took a little break from the record, go play some music, and see how things go. The rows and rows of houses, the windows painted blue. There is no sunken treasure. Rumored to be.
Jeff, you remember Scott from Breeze?
Yeah, you know.
Hey, great job, man.
Oh,
Great job.
thanks. Good job. Hold on a second.
You know my friend Sarah?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Black with ink.
Nice to meet you. I work at WIA.
Hey,
Jim.
thank you.
That's great.
This is the whole way contingent, Jeff. Mitch.
Mitch, all right. All we have, folks.
Hoyt, Best Record Store.
All right, right.
Santa Rosa, California.
Pushing Wilco all the way.
All right.
Folded over. If I had a boat, I'd probably row over.
Hey, is the new record more like, is it gonna be more like AM or is it gonna be more like Summer Tea?
It's really not that much like either one of those records, I don't think.
Surely there's somebody who needs it more.
It sounded like it was a trip hop album or something, where tape loops and samples and.
There are those things, but it's not like a trip hop record.
Tricky.
I am so out of tune. I am so out of tune. Where you
I'm happy with it, and we're almost done with it, so just have to wait another month or so, probably another 2 months.
And you guys gonna tour on that straight away then?
Maybe. I don't know. Well, hopefully it'll come out in July. It's got a lot of drums and holes in the songs in it. That's,
So you're like, is Courtney Levin now?
no.
Sorry.
A lot of big open
Don't give me that
spaces
open.
between what's supposed to be like the music part. I don't know. I'm gone.
Music is my savior. It's me about rock and roll. I got my name from rock and roll.
It's Jeff.
Cool?
Yeah, seems fine.
Great. That's exactly the mix you'll have out there.
How can I convince you it's me I don't like? And not be so indifferent to the look in your eyes. When I've always been distant and I've always told lies for love. this isn't what you were wanting me to say. How can I be closer and get further away from the truth that proves it's beautiful to lie? I got reservations about so many things, but not about you.
And then maybe. Okay, I don't know, you know, it's.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's always single.
It's the first time where he goes, I got a reservation.
Yeah, the first one is the double one.
Okay.
I think he's gonna stay away from.
What's that?
Exactly doubling it. He's trying to.
I guess next 4 or 5 days. Yeah, we're mixing. I'm not at the loft. I'm at the studio. Tony's here. All right. All right. Well, I'll call you later. Pajama day?
This is the record that needs to take the band to another level. If that didn't happen, it would be a tragic sort of missed opportunity, and that it would damage the band.
I think every record I've ever made, somebody has said, this is the big one. You guys are gonna be huge. And when I saw the reality of the situation, I felt a little dumb for believing it.
Well, we do have a new A&R guy, Mio, who's really like younger and cooler than our last guy. So who knows? You know, maybe he'll come in and say something really cool. You know, maybe he'll be great.
I think this sounds great.
Yeah, it's a song.
Do you want to hear the new one again?
Can you guys tell me what it is about the drum sounds on this that's not happening? You said you can't get a good snare sound?
You can't brighten them up.
I think that's what's kind of cool about it. They're murky sounding.
This
you
is
know?
all you can get out of them.
I think it's great.
If the overall song feels good to you, you're gonna fall in love with the little parts of it that are fucked up. To sum up what I'm thinking, you can't change one piece of the puzzle.
Right. I don't think well-defined, bright drums with presence and definition would serve the feel of that song.
You know, it's a $150 an hour argument, but that's okay.
Whatever they lack, I'd say are actually a virtue in this cut.
If we go with this new one, there is more redoing than Jeff thought before he left, for instance. What is coming up right now is exactly what came up when I first started talking to Jeff about it, which was, I think this does create a domino effect.
Did anyone have any problem with this song until last night when you started to try to EQ
absolutely,
the snare?
Always. Always since day one.
Maybe we
Speed
should
would
mix
fix it.
stuff that we know is done.
There is no fucking pressure, man. This is day 2 in the studio for this record. 3, okay.
There's
This one
still
really
no
didn't-
pressure. I just know if we mix both of these, we're gonna go neither one's it. I just know it.
I think it'd be great if we just mixed and leave all tracking for the loft. Honestly.
Jeff's on his way down.
Oh, his alert the media. Has he been, what, was he alerted to the situation?
No, he just called for status report.
Oh, and you said
I did.
status not good.
We had a little bit of a work stoppage, a grinding, grinding to a halt. Like, well, hold on, what exactly is the dynamic? How are we supposed to do this? We were like really readjusting to how things are going to work when we're in a different environment from our luxurious little dream world. We're spending $1,000 a day to be here. Anytime we get stumped from here on out, we should just move on.
That's what we're deciding.
Yeah.
That's what I think we've all kind of decided that. I don't want to mix them both. At the same time, I don't want to get too hung up on this. It's an important decision. Oops, we happened to make it the day we were here. Or not make it. Whatever, let's move on. We spent $1,000 in stupider ways in this band. Like all that blow in Amsterdam, that was...
Well, I must have missed out on that.
There's more pressure on Jeff, externally and self-imposed. I think he is aware that the success or failure, artistically primarily, of a record reflects mostly on him.
Real mixed heavy metal drummer.
All right, why couldn't we do that when we're mixing heavy metal drummer?
Well, why not do it now?
Because we got to go offline, unmute everything to find out what track that thing's on.
Can't you just look and see what track it comes up on?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's just one track or two,
Okay,
or what part of the kit it is.
How would we do it? How would we overlap it, mixing it separately?
Just say the orchestra at the top of heavy metal drummer is there.
It wouldn't have to be a mastering thing.
Well, no, because the orchestra is in heavy metal drummer and the top of heavy metal drummer.
Okay.
That seems backwards to me. Why not mix it up to the cut point instead of trying to mix the other one from a new starting point? Why not mix it to the edit? You know what I mean? Instead of like making a new edit for when we mix heavy metal drummer.
All right, I guess I get, to me it's the exact same thing. You mix one up to here, or you start the other mix here. Mix, start.
Right there.
All right. I didn't know that you wanted it to sound exactly like it does here. I thought you wanted it to be the noise going over whatever was really on heavy metal drummer there. See what I'm saying?
I don't want the noise. I don't want the orchestra to go into heavy metal drummer. It cuts right there.
Right. And okay, let me try to explain myself. I didn't know that
This is taking a lot longer than doing one mute.
I know, but can I explain myself, please? I didn't know until now that you wanted it to start with a little kit, big kit.
Well, we can do it both ways. And
No, I don't give a shit. You misunderstood what I was saying. I assumed, apparently wrong, that it was noise until heavy metal drummer started. But now I understand that it's orchestra until a subset of heavy metal drummer starts, then two measures later, heavy metal drummer really starts, right?
Sure.
Okay, I didn't know that. I thought we were just saying, hey, that would be cool if the noise went right up to heavy metal drummer. Does that make sense?
Well, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. I don't.
I just want you to understand me, like understand why I was
Why
thinking.
is it so important? I don't have to understand you all the time. Like, it's okay. I know, like, we found it, and we can do it.
Okay, it seems to me like you're making a big deal out of not wanting to.
Not wanting to. Okay, I've just been sitting here trying.
I'm just saying.
I've been listening to you explain yourself.
And do you understand it?
Sure, I understand it.
Okay, why couldn't you just say I understand what you're saying?
I did.
So it's going to be a drum group.
2 seconds ago you said, why is it so important that I understand you?
Well,
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem like you were going to let me understand you. You were going
That's
to
okay.
explain it to me
He wants
again
it
and
to sound
again.
completely
I want you to
different.
understand. I mean, is am I so crazy for thinking?
You know what I mean?
I thought that was an idea.
Oh, yeah. Probably, but it's just the way he probably wants it to understood. And then the real mix will kick in.
What the misunderstanding?
I think I'm going to throw up.
next payday. I'll tell it to your mother next payday. Got the little sugar baby now. I've said all I can say and I've done all I can do. I can't get along with you.
Is the medication?
No, I just throw up all the time when I have migraines. When I was a kid, I threw up. I used to throw up like 30 times in a night and get put in the hospital for dehydration. That feels better. You're right, it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I guess I wasn't explaining myself, but see, we have to do all our outro mutes on everything else.
Why?
Because
Just cut it.
Well, because we have a bunch of other things open. Still.
It just cuts right there.
No, but up to there. You know what I mean?
right.
Up to there.
Well, we would have to do that anyway.
Yeah, some of that we would have, yeah. But I was just thinking we'd just start heavy metal drummer that way, was what I was thinking, you know? I'm cool, I'm totally cool, all right? It's over.
Right now, Reprise Records is in a pretty serious state of flux, which I'm a bit nervous about. You know, I mean, I'm not worried about the record not coming out. The record will come out, but you don't know whether we're going to be getting the same sort of enthusiasm out of whoever the replacement person is. Right. It's just mystery.
If we do it, let's see.
What about Must Be Higher, Casio Queen?
Nah.
I'm just thinking in terms of rockers, man.
Yeah.
If we got easy rockers, we should probably...
Should I write any of those three? Passenger side.
Early rock.
What did you say? No, I don't want to just fall back on a bunch of easy rockers.
No, I'm just thinking with 4 days to practice and 4 shows.
this record ended up being finished, it actually felt fresher to me than it had felt for months. After we did a bulk of the recording in over a year or so, and somewhere towards the end of that year, it got to be kind of nitpicking and going back and like retracking songs and knowing exactly what we were going for, less exploratory, and that was starting to get kind of rough. Like by the time we went to CRC to mix,
We got bogged down in certain things like redoing drums, certain calls that were good that helped us later on, but for whatever reason it just bogged down.
doing the record, the final mixes at Soma, and hearing them through Jim O'Rourke's ears, actually hearing it with someone who was coming at it with some fresh perspective, and being able to collaborate on the final mixes, kind of like, well, we're kind of throwing everything out the window, but we're also kind of getting back to what the original thing was.
When it went to Jim with completely fresh ears, he heard him a little differently, and right away, as soon as we heard how he was mixing, like Trying to Break Your Heart, the first thing he mixed, then it was like, oh, this really works. That's why bands don't mix records.
I mean, definitely it was like a final stage of collaboration. Like mixing the record that's what I always felt like mixing should be. Like it should be the last stage of inspiration. I think we tried to make it powerful, like with two guitars.
Can you beef up your tone a little then or
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
Okay,
Totally.
okay.
It's so steady now.
Yeah. No, I thought it was feeling great, man. God, I
Yeah.
thought it felt great.
No, I mean, we can try the two guitars again if it feels too weak. I just think that we tried the two. I think the two guitars thing was like, might be obsolete, you know?
I'm not sure what that means, but I'll try. No, that
No,
felt
I mean,
great to
just
me,
that
that's
it
all.
was, what's that?
That felt great to me, that's all.
No,
I
I-
just felt fucking rocking, you know? That's all.
Jesus, don't cry. You can rely on me, honey. You can command anything you want. I'll be around. You're right about the stars. Each one is a setting sun. Tall buildings shake, voices escape, singing sunset songs. Tunes, chords, strum down your cheeks.
We actually officially delivered the record, sent them the final mixes of the record.
I must have had 50, 60 definite possibilities for magazine features, let alone television appearances, which were starting to, offers were coming in. And I just thought, like, boy, this is going to be so great. You know, it's all set. I think the press has always loved Wilco, but now we're going to take it even to another level.
When we delivered the record, we didn't hear from him for like 2 weeks, you know, so we thought that was probably not a good thing.
I knew that I was sitting on something that was just people were going to beat down the door to get. And then the advances didn't get made. So June is rolling along, and I'm going like, well, we're losing time, we're losing people to deadlines. They're not going to be able to cover this record if we don't hurry up. And then about the third week in June, I'd heard there's a problem.
Next thing I heard was that they asked us to change the record. I don't know what they wanted us to change, and Tony told me that was their response, and I told Tony that we weren't interested in changing the record.
Their A&R representative was Mio Vukovic, and what I had heard, like I said, I never talked to Wilco about the way this change happened, but what I heard from my side was that Mio had some ideas about changes to the records or additional recording or mixing or things like that, and the band had felt like, that's the record, we're finished. You know, we're not really in the mind to make changes. And it's sort of a take it or leave it. And I think it went up to Mio's boss, David Kahn, the head of A&R for Wonders and Reprise, felt like Mio was right and that changes did need to be made, and if the band wasn't interested in making them, then they should probably be on another label.
Next thing I heard was that they wanted to know if we wanted to leave.
Well, I just think we've been jerked around so many times, and that this is the ultimate jerking around. You know, like this, like we're gonna drop you shit, or whatever it is, or you can get out a deal, or either way you want to look at it, it's still majorly being jerked around, and you know, why should I think that things are gonna change?
Actually, when Tony first told me that this was a possibility, I have to be completely honest, it hurt my feelings. It's like a feeling of rejection.
It's got to be more than some sort of promise of we love you and we're going to take care of you. Do you know what I mean? Because we've heard all that before, and I just think that the wound from this episode of making this record, delivering the record, and getting basically nothing but headaches in return is pretty deep and going to be pretty tough to heal. And you're not just dealing, I'm not the only person you've got to make feel good.
We never got too specific about what exactly made him hate it.
Okay, but I want you to understand one thing. This is really important. Right now, I believe that the best thing for the band, the present and future of the band, is to be away from Reprise Records.
It was at a weird time in the Reprise inner circle because Howie Klein, who had been president of Reprise for a long time, since Reprise was reactivated, he'd also been at Sire when Uncle Tupelo was on Sire, and a big fan of the band, had just left the label. In fact, I think the day that the band turned in the record, the end of June, right around then, that was his last day.
A day or two after I retired, I got a phone call from one of Wilco's many fans at Warner Brothers. And that was the first of many phone calls I got telling me that Wilco was dropped.
I would guess that if I was an executive at a record company, high up executive, I don't mean the people working in the trenches, but I mean the guys with, the gold-plated cell phones, If I was up there and I listened to Yankee Hotel Foxtrot, I probably wouldn't get it. Why don't I get it? Because it doesn't tell me exactly who it's for, it doesn't tell me exactly what it's about, and it doesn't tell me exactly how much it will sell.
You know what? From what I gather, I think that they didn't even think there was a single to work on.
There's pretty stuff in there, there's hard stuff in there, there's mystery in there, there's really sweet tunes, and there's, an abrasion in there as well. But it's all there, and you really have to kind of sit with it. You have to allow yourself the time to get something out of it.
There's no chance that Wilco would have ever been dropped when I was president of Reprise Records.
We're now in a culture, not just a business, but a culture in which we expect everything to happen like that. You have people outside standing around talking on cell phones. The gist of the conversation is, I'll be there in 5 minutes. Who gives a fuck? Just be there in 5 minutes. Don't talk about it. People are just so impatient, and as a result, we're looking at things in ways like, well, how much time do I have to devote to this? And it's really sad because, music, art, literature, poetry, even great technological inventions, they're not meant to be done and done with that quickly.
It was like kind of just a shock to be like slapped in the face with this calculated world of international, multinational, whatever corporation.
I see a band here that is really ambitious artistically. It's not a VH1 behind the music story. It's not a drugs, groupies, celebrity kind of story at all. This band's story is the music. 20 years from now, they're probably going to get more of their due than they are now. I don't think they're a band that fits in with a lot of what music gets played on the radio. The appreciation for its records is going to increase as time goes on.
In the making of this record, I felt like I got no support, zero. Emotional, financial, whatever. And then at some point in the process, you start asking yourself, what are they doing? We don't need the money. You know, the band can go out and play gigs and make the money to pay for the record, so they're not getting the band on the radio. You know, it's really, at this point, to me, their value is really, really questionable to us.
cool?
Does anybody
Is it
have
cool?
a pen?
Yeah.
I don't have nothing for you to sign. Sign your ass.
Yeah, I can see that.
You want to sign my ass?
Oh, actually, would I? I don't know. I've never. Someone in our band did that once, actually.
You can sign my ass. I have nothing else to sign. If you sign her ass, you have to sign my ass. And if you sign her ass, you have to sign my ass. You can sign my chest. You sign her ass.
That's what Jimmy. Oh, we saw Jimmy.
I went on a lighting stage. Sound check.
Straight jackets in the elevator last night. Remember the guy that
Oh
sat
my
in
God.
from Jimmy Lester? What?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is I met Bob from Sesame Street yesterday.
Okay.
Last night.
And there's another. We've got
Bob?
a 7-person.
Do you know who Bob? Does anybody know who Bob is?
I remember that.
How'd you meet him?
He was in our hotel.
Okay, thanks.
He's doing a kids show right now as we speak. He's like, yeah, I got big birds coming in tomorrow. And I was like,
There's Jay right now as we speak.
So also, although it's already been blown, but JP asked if we could sort of steer clear of the stage for a little while until we get a little
until
sound check is over?
Until Jay gets done.
Has Jay been here since like 6 in the morning?
Gentlemen, we have about 35 minutes to do all of this. Target. Want to call the order out? Yeah, we're going Glenn.
Yep.
We're gonna go Jay Bennett, entire keyboard world.
Yep.
Jay Bennett, electric rig, keep him there. After Jay, we'll do Johnny real quick. Mr. Tweedy, let Leroy get his world sussed out. We're only gonna have time to do about 2 songs.
Okay.
Oh.
Check, hey.
Yeah, the delay's not working.
Tom's introducing me.
Oh, okay.
Then I'll go to you.
Okay.
Okay. When is the new album actually available that people can go out and buy?
That's a good question.
That's okay with me.
Good afternoon, good evening, and happy Independence Day, everyone. Please welcome one of America's most exciting and innovative bands, Wilco!
Don't see me now. You don't want to. Look out, here I come again, and I'm bringing my sight. Out of mind, out of sight. Show some gratitude.
Let's talk about Jay.
All right, I probably won't have much to say.
Okay.
Just warning you.
Okay. It's my understanding from what I heard in the grapevine that was sort of an amicable separation, and and I don't know that this is true, but the hearsay is sort of that he didn't feel that he had as much a role in the songwriting as he wanted to have, or.
I think that there's some truth to that, and I think there's an effort. There's an effort made for it to be amicable.
Since Jeff's solo tour and Glenn joined the band, some dynamics in the band had altered in many different ways.
I think Jay's contribution to the band over time and our collaboration was important and was valued in the band. As for the circumstances surrounding him leaving, I really think that that's up to Jay to define. And as far as my feelings about it, I couldn't be happier.
Jeff was convinced that he really needed to tell Jay directly, and he needed to be the guy to do it.
We sat down and he said, I don't think I can make music with you anymore. And I said, why? And I'm not sure I ever got an answer that made any sense.
Jay wore out his welcome in a lot of ways.
It's hard to be working with somebody that needs more than you can give him. I'm more interested in playing music with people that I can share with than give things to.
Jeff was threatened by me. It's clear. By the attention I was beginning to get. He wanted the band back. That's simple. That's a simple answer. Jeff went into this big, long analogy about how a circle needs a center. Well, he was going to be the center, right? I wasn't going to be the center.
It's hard for me to talk about. I've known Jay for 16 years, 17 years, and our friendship had run its course.
There's a lot of power-related issues in Wilco, and people they don't want to lose their gig, man. And so they don't want to step outside of their little scripted role. Because if they do, this is what happens.
I think we all knew everyone would be happier in the end, and I think Jay would totally agree with that.
It did not come as a total shock to me to be asked to leave Wilco. It had been in the back of my mind. In fact, I'd talked to Leroy about this extensively, that, to quote myself, my days in Wilco are numbered. I had thought very, very seriously about leaving the band. I just happened to be beaten to the punch.
When you're Jay Bennett or whomever and you leave the band, you have to kind of start over. You're going back to playing for 35 people or 100 people or whatever from sold-out theaters.
So sleep now, my darling. I will keep all bad dreams away. And breathe now, breathe easy. And I will say all the right things to say, because it made you, my darling, from the love that was in our hearts. We were
they delivered a great record, and I think it's a record company that, for whatever reason, can't handle that type of great record, and so fantastic. Let's go do something else.
I don't know how to make something other than the record we made, and I think to entertain any of their half-ass, fearful, frightened bullshit would be to compromise something that is a big part of my soul, you know, like it's a part of my heart. And I don't have any interest in doing that anymore.
I think it's a really, really, really strong record. I think it's a statement. I think it's the right record for them to make now in their career. And I think there are dozens of labels that would be ecstatic to have it. And who, if you delivered this record, would call you up and, you know, be excited about it. That's all, you know, that's what I'm tired of, is like no enthusiasm.
Why is Wilco dropped 24 hours after they deliver a record like Yankee Hotel Foxtrot? I mean, we've contemplated that question at great length over the summer. In the end, I think Tony and I both just sort of put our hands up and said, well, I guess we're glad that it just happened, and we won't try to over-intellectualize it any further. But I really think, looking back on it, it's because of marketing. And it's because you have an artist like Jeff Tweedy who's put out, you know, 4 or 5 records in a row with a record company, and they haven't been able to bring sales up to a level where it's, you know, really significantly affecting their bottom line. They, I guess, stop thinking about it from a pure artistic level and just say, we don't make money on this guy. And then he delivers a record which, for whatever reasons, they evaluate as being difficult to raise to the next level of public appeal. So they say, well, okay, we're not going to, I guess, to use a phrase, throw good money after bad. We've spent $200,000 recording this record, but it's going to cost us another $300,000 or whatever to launch a marketing campaign for it. And we just don't think we're going to make our money back. So they drop the artist. This, of course, creates a situation for us where we have a finished record and we want to put it out.
The Yankee Hotel Foxtrot has actually turned into a kind of metaphor. It's now a measure of what record companies, or not even so much record companies, but the corporations that own record companies are willing to put up with.
Ultimately, what it came down to was they had told Jeff Tweedy, we don't like your album, we don't want to release it.
In the end, you know, it doesn't really matter who puts the record out. Eventually, either in the near future or in the way far distant future, someone's going to get it. As long as music is available, someone will hear it.
The record label must have found it to be something of a public relations problem because of all of the press really latched on to the situation as something of a, using just something as a poster boy as to what problems were going on in a lot of record companies, and in particular Warner Brothers, with their artist rosters, and they didn't want it to blow up any further than it did. So they, after a certain amount of anxiety-ridden conversations, said, we think the right thing to do is let you take your record somewhere else, wherever you like.
Every time we put out a record, the length of time that a record company is willing to actually even humor you about, like, working on your record has gotten shorter.
Music is not limited to what happens in a business quarter. And you know, this is a record, okay? This is something that probably someone will buy. They'll pay 15, 16, whatever bucks for it. And that's cool, but you know, what's encoded somewhere on the bottom of this thing is dopey little disc. You know, that's what matters. This, the artifact, the actual object is not. What's encoded in here, if it's any good, you know, you'll hear it. And you'll either get it or you won't. And just as a writer, as a fan, as a guy who just listens to music a lot, you know, if you don't get it, you know, I just think that's kind of too bad.
There's a magazine called Sunset and a tape machine that won't let me ever forget this impossible longing for you.
Yankee Hotel Foxtrot has been finished now for about 6 months. The band have done a little bit of touring. Word got out that the band were out of their deal, and we started getting a lot of calls. And basically started talking to people. I think we were dealing with about 25 or 30 labels initially, and then as time passed, we have been whittling the list down, and we're now talking to 5 or so and hope to have that resolved in the next week or 2.
I don't have any money.
Oh, I only have $6. You want something to eat, Sammy?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Soda.
Soda, I think. Honey, I don't have enough money.
I'll go get some money.
Never in my wildest, most optimistic moment did I think that we'd be sitting here in the position we're in right now, which is with a finished record that is ours to take wherever we want. You could certainly say that they fucked up by letting the band go and walk away with the record. It's really an opportunity that maybe comes along once in a career.
The claw machine ripped him off. No, it went by itself.
Tony smells Sam's butt.
No thanks.
I need to know if he needs a diaper.
I think he does.
I was surprised at the number of record companies that were willing to pay a large amount of money to be sort of in the Wilco picture.
Organize it.
What is it?
Guess it's one of your songs.
It's one of my songs? I'm trying to break your heart?
No.
I need a camera?
No.
Dreamer in my dreams?
No.
No? Casino Queen?
Uh-uh.
California Stars?
No.
Tell me.
Need something with a drum.
Heavy metal drummer.
Yes.
Heavy metal drummer. How's that go? I sincerely miss those heavy metal bands used to go see on the landing in the summer. She fell in love with the drummer. She fell in love with the drummer. She fell in love. The shiny, shiny pants and bleached blonde hair. A double kick jump by the river in the summer. She fell in love with the drummer. Another than another. She fell in love. I miss the innocence I've known. Clean kiss colors, beautiful and stone. Unlike my body, move myself to dance in the warm liquid flowing, glowing glass. Classical music, blasting, massive ringing in my
The record had started to leak a little bit from labels and so on, and copies were starting to float around. And initially, we tried to slow it down. We knew we couldn't stop it, and then at some point, I think we just decided, you know what, it's out there. Let's embrace it and make it available through our website if people want to hear it.
For the most part, a lot of people were really aware of the new songs, and to the point where I think a lot of people in the front row, at least, knew all the words.
after months of discussions and ruminations, we have decided to sign, the band's going to sign to None Such Records. We've agreed to all the major terms, so the record will come out on None Such in April. I do find it ironic and a little humorous that Time Warner is the parent company of both of these labels, Reprise and None Such.
You Jeff? Yeah. Nice to meet you.
One way to put the reason for picking None Such is that they are the best combination of sort of a business deal and a creative home.
In hearing the record, in the first 30 seconds, I felt that there was something going on with this record that I hadn't heard in a Wilco record before, and that, it sounded brave to me. It may have been the same 30 seconds that convinced Reprise that they didn't want to put out the record.
Okay, you ready to start signing things?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, looks good. Hold on. One more? No. This is to get paid.
Definitely sign that one.
Okay.
And I sign here.
You sign there. And you're back in the fire.
Thanks.
It's a deal.
Be not so nervous, be not so pale. Someone watches you, you will not fail. Be not so nervous, be not so pale. Be not so nervous, be not so pale. Be not so sorry for what you've done. You must forget them now, it's done. And when you wake up, you will find that you can run.
We're about 2 months away from the record coming out. The advances are here. Jeff is in town doing press. He goes to Europe next week to do press. It all begins now.
Be not so fearful, be not so frail. Someone watches you, you will not leave the rails.
What are we, almost 8 months or 9 months since the record was originally planned to come out on another label? So it's been a long road, but it's the beginning.
Be not so fearful, be not so pale. Be not so sorry for what you've done. You must forget them now, it's done.
Couldn't be more excited about the long-term prospects of being able to work with this band.
When you wake up, you will find that you can run. Be not so sorry for what you've done.
It's a long road to here, but, it's a new chapter now, and we're couldn't be more optimistic.
Japan, Charles fixing his band.
that's the coup. That's like the coup of all time for us. To basically get one of the biggest entertainment corporations in the world to release us from a contract essentially scot-free with a record that they had already paid for, and then sell it back to them for 3 times the money. They disliked the record so much that they paid for it twice.
Hold your breath. Make a wish. Count to 3. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What we'll see will defy explanation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world. There's nothing to it. No life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there you'll be free if you truly wish to be. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly